Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of The Cooking Professor. And today in the kitchen we will be preparing pepper steak served over white rice. If this is your first time coming to my channel, I encourage you all to sit back and enjoy the video. And if you like what you see, please stick around, subscribe, and give this video a big thumbs up. And if you want to become part of the CP family, by all means, please become part of the CP family. Hit that notification bell so you'll know each and every time I upload a video. So without further ado, let's get started making this pepper steak. Alright, so the first thing, I've already sliced my onions here, because you're going to have, for this recipe, it calls for green peppers, red pepper, bell peppers, and onions. And so, of course, like always, I have how much I use for everything, the ingredients in the description box below. So first, I'm going to go ahead and start with the onions. And so we'll cut these center cut, because I'm going to saute these. And I kind of want them to have like big pieces of onion strips. So then, by the time everything starts cooking together, it will come nicely together with the bell peppers, as you can see here in the bowl. All right, so we have the onions here. So I'm gonna, as you can see, I'm slicing the red bell peppers like so into strips here. And it's okay if they're big, that'll be fine, because once we saute these, they're gonna be soft. Again, I like my bell peppers, I want them to be soft, not crunchy, because to me, if they're crunchy, that means they're not completely cooked all the way. So, you know, have you ever went to some Chinese restaurants? And nothing against Chinese restaurants, I love them, I go out to eat. But some of the vegetables that they have in their pepper steak and other dishes, it just seems like it's too hard for me. The consistency is too hard. So I'm going to saute these bell peppers and cook in oil and butter, and let those get nice and tender. We'll season them, and then once we have these sauteed, then we'll move on to our next step of, I'm going to season the steaks. And then we'll start cooking that, because this is a process, two steps. So I always like to do my sauteing first, and then we go to the actual steak. Okay, so join me over at the stove, and we'll start with the sauteing process. All right, guys, welcome back. And now, as you can see, we have our cooking oil is getting hot here. And I have my peppers, my onions. So what's going to happen in this step, I'm going to saute these till they get nice and tender. So I'm actually putting in some now. And you can kind of hear the grease a little bit, but our cooking oil, we're going to have to let that get even more hotter. But for the base, I'm just going to start putting some of the onions in. Okay. So we're going to put this in. So with this, I'm going to be serving some white rice. And for this recipe, I'm only going to do the boil in the bag, the 10-minute, because it'll take less time for preparation. And it's quick and easy. This is an easy meal. Yeah, this is an easy meal that you can prepare for your family. Here's the rice that I'm going to use here. It's the 10-minute boil in the rice in the bag. So I'm going to use this with some butter. But I'm not going to put that in just yet, because I want to make sure the sauteing process goes as planned. So I'm going to go ahead and put all of these in. we're just gonna let these caramelize and cook down. And I'm also going to add some margarine to this. And you can pretty much determine how much you want to use. That's always good as well when you caramelize it. I'm going to pour a little more cooking oil with this as a seasoner. My pepper. Now let's see, we have that. Oh yeah. And let me see. Today's choice, I'm going to use some blackened seasoned Zatarain's New Orleans tradition. And I'm just going to sprinkle some over top of my pepper. This also gives it flavor. So you always want to season your peppers, okay? Season those peppers. Good. All right. So we're going to let this work its magic. I am going to put my cover top on this. I'm also going to add just a little bit of water for steam purposes. We get the steam, and we're going to let this cook, okay? So we're going to put this here, and I'm going to let this cook. It'll be okay. And so now we're going to move on to step 2, and that's actually seasoning our steak and preparing that. So join me on the next level. Okay. So again, I'm going to use my blackened season here for the steak. I always thought this is really good for seasoning. And you have to be careful because you don't want to use too much because it can be salty. So what I'm going to do, but you do want that flavor. So I'm going to go ahead and take this and I'm going to cut across some of it because I don't want it to be too long. You see what I'm doing here? Okay. Because there's long pieces here, so I'm just going to go in and I make some incisions here, just cutting it. So when you eat this, you pick it up on your fork. It's not too long because you're going to already have the peppers. Yeah, let's cut that kind of fine here, not too fine. And some pieces may not even need to be cut, but we have our strips here. Okay, we're going to take this, and again, you want to massage this, making sure all of your seasoning is evenly dispersed between the steak. Okay. So after doing this, we're going to let this rest here for a few minutes. Give it time to marinate a little bit. Okay, good. And I'm also going to use some garlic too, and I'll show you how I'm going to do this once we start actually cooking our steak. Okay. Okay, guys, we are back. So now I'm going to take the sauteed onions here. And I'm going to place these over here just for a while. And they are really tender here, so let's place this here. And I'm going to leave some in here so when we put our beef, my steak, that can actually cook in that. Okay? So now we're going to get ready to add. We're going to add our steak here. So I sprinkled a little bit of garlic in this. Not too much, just for flavor, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and start placing our steak in. Put it in here. And mind you, now this is the same seasoning and everything that we just sauteed the onions with. So I'm gonna move this to my burner that is up higher. Okay, so we're gonna put that here. Okay. Turn it around here so you guys can see it. There we go. Okay, so we're gonna let this cook now. This is it's gonna be our steak here. So now all of the juices and everything with the peppers and onions, this is going to be, the steak is going to be cooking in this. So this now allows all that flavor and seasoning with the bell peppers and the green peppers. All of that is what the steak is now cooking in. Okay, and I added, like I said, just a touch of garlic here. Okay, I'll put a little bit of grease. So now we're gonna just wait and let that work its magic. And I have my rice, which that's done now. So we're just gonna let this cook now on a high heat, and then we'll turn the heat down to a medium. But we want this to cook. And then I'm gonna come back, and that's when I'm gonna add some soy sauce in here. But first we want our steak to brown. Okay. All right, guys, so now we have our steak has browned, so I'm gonna add some soy sauce here. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna add maybe a tablespoon of cornstarch. Okay. So we're gonna let this cook, simmer, and then we're gonna come back and we're gonna add our peppers with that. Okay. All right, guys. So now, when you're cooking this, I always add a hint of sugar, because this actually helps sweeten, take the bitterness kind of out of the soy sauce if you put too much in it, but it gives it that tangy taste that you always find in your pepper steak. Okay, so I'm getting to add everything, our peppers here. Oh my goodness, look how this is coming together. Oh, this is delicious. Okay. So I always take something as we're going on. I always take some just to make sure like I know that I need, again, I add this to taste until I get it to where I know it's actually tastes like pepper steak for me. We're gonna keep stirring it. All right, guys, here's the finished product of the pepper steak, the Cooking Professor's way. It's served with rice on the side and adorned with red bell peppers. And it smells delicious. My family can't wait to eat it. So guys, make sure you give me a big thumbs up for this video. Leave a comment and don't forget to hit the notification bell so you know each and every time I upload a video. So this is all for now. Bon appetit from the Cooking Professor, and I'll see you next time on my next video. Bye-bye.